Salve a tutti amici di Comics Reporter, Fumettomania. Abbiamo l'onore di poter intervistare un'eminenza del fumetto mondiale, il noto disegnatore inglese Mr. Brian Bolland. Welcome.
Hello there.
Ok, allora cominciamo subito. Abbiamo anche con noi oggi Salvatore Privitera del Vertigo Fan Club che ci accompagna. Cominciamo subito con la prima domanda. Mr. Bolland, per favore, può parlarci dei suoi progetti presenti e futuri se non sono confidenziali?
At the moment, I say I'm retired. I haven't had a regular job for the last 2 years, but I am currently drawing a Batman cover. I've mainly been a cover artist for quite a few years, and we do things called variant covers, where, you know, one particular issue has several different covers by guest artists, and I'm one of those people at the moment.
Mr. Bolland, fra le tante opere a cui ha lavorato, ricordiamo Camelot 3000, The Killing Joke, Animal Man, eccetera, eccetera, quale si è rivelata per lei maggiormente impegnativa?
Which is the most challenging? Well, I wouldn't say any of them have been particularly challenging any more than any others. The most challenging aspect of anything I do is getting the thing done on time. I'm always running behind time. Camelot, for instance, was months. The last 2 issues of Camelot 3000 were very late, months and months late. So I guess that was a challenge to keep up the schedule. But apart from that, nothing has, well, drawing is not easy at the best of times, but nothing has been particularly more difficult than others.
Andiamo avanti con le domande che ci vengono proposte dal nostro collaboratore Fabio Butera. Salvo, a te la parola.
Va bene, allora, parlando della sua attività come disegnatore di copertine, alcune delle sue copertine più famose sono quelle della serie Animal Man di Grant Morrison, una serie alquanto particolare perché sfociava spesso nel metafumetto. Come nascevano queste copertine? Aveva indicazioni o richieste da parte dell'autore?
I don't remember. I didn't have any communication whatsoever with Grant Morrison at the time. I was given scripts, and usually what I do is I go through the script and look for an element or a moment in the story that I think will make a good cover. And I throw that out I produce some roughs, which I send to the editor. I get feedback, but I don't remember ever being particularly instructed to do anything in particular on those covers. The ideas came to me thanks to what I had read in the scripts, really.
Ok, thank you so much. Sempre parlando di Grant Morrison, quando ha realizzato le cover per Invisibles e Doom Patrol, ogni copertina rispetto a quelle passate aveva aspetti davvero unici, delle composizioni molto particolari, ricche di simbolismo, anche psichedeliche. Era sempre tutto legato alla storia o aveva anche una qualche sorta di supervisione da parte della DC Comics?
Well, during my run on the Invisibles covers, I gradually transitioned from working in ink on paper to working in Photoshop on a computer. And it did enable me to get very experimental. I was able to include sort of photographic elements in the cover work. And my editor was Shelley Bond, who allowed me, I mean, Grant Morrison's work is so, as you say, psychedelic and metatextual and all kinds of things, that it did enable me to be very experimental on those covers. The final volume of those covers was supposed to be what is the term? To lead up to the millennium, and they were numbered from 12 to 1, going backwards. And number 1 was supposed to arrive on the stroke of the year 2000, but of course that was a bit late too. But I was able to play with the numbers if you look at those covers, you'll see references to each of those numbers 12 to 1 on the covers. Generally, I was able to improvise, and Shelley was very accommodating.
Torniamo alle domande da parte di Comics Reporter. Allora, Mr. Bolland, si parla molto spesso degli scrittori, ma pochissimo degli editor. Qual è stato uno degli editor con cui ti sei trovato meglio, tra i tanti con cui hai collaborato nel corso della tua carriera?
Well, it really has to be Shelley, Shelley Bond, or Shelley Roberg, as she was earlier on. She was always incredibly enthusiastic. Whenever my artwork would arrive on her desk, she would ring me up and give me this wonderful glowing praise. But she would examine the work in detail and give me a long appraisal of its merits, and that was always very encouraging. But I've had other editors who have been very encouraging. Mark Chiarello, for instance. Axel Alonso was very encouraging. All the ones at 2000 AD, generally speaking. To be quite honest, I've got to throw this in, the only ones I've had difficulties with are the people at Marvel. I've not had any very successful time working at Marvel, but apart from that, generally the editors have been good.
Perfetto, andiamo avanti con una delle nostre classiche domande che poniamo ai nostri ospiti. Mr. Bolland, qual è il rapporto con il nostro paese? Qual è il rapporto con l'Italia? Se l'ha visitata?
Yes, I have. You have a town of Lecce. Is there?
Yes, Lecce, indeed.
Near Brindisi, down that way. I was at a convention there in about 1996 or so quite a while ago, but I loved it. And we've had many a trip. We've driven to Italy. We drove down to where were we staying? We were in Umbria, and we went to Perugia. And,
yes, Perugia. Mm-hmm.
And Gubbio, I remember Gubbio was a wonderful town, beautiful medieval palaces and things there. Yes, I love it. I had a car accident in Lucca, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on our way down there, a young boy on a moped sort of turned into me, and we clipped each other, and the police arrived. So I've had some adventures in Italy, but I do love your country, it's very fine.
Diamo questa domanda a Mr. Bolland. Abbiamo visto che stava disegnando qualcosa. Se può fare vederci qualcosa per i nostri fan, per i suoi fan alla camera, così, una cosa veloce.
Is sideways. I'm currently drawing this sideways.
Oh, okay.
That is the Riddler.
The Riddler.
There you go. Okay, let's get you back on the stand. Okay.
Okay.
I'll have to work out how that works for future occasions. Okay.
Perfetto, perfetto, ok. Allora, concludiamo questa breve ma bella intervista con Mr. Bolland. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your time, for the opportunity. Da parte di Comics Reporter, Fumettomania e il Vertigo Fan Club, per oggi è tutto. Grazie, alla prossima. Ciao.
Thank you very much, and ciao to you too.
See you soon.